What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about SoundHound. Give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what is really moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So SoundHound is up 5.55%, 1652 the low, 1765 the high. A couple data points to bring up. So data from Japan did come out as anticipated. They did raise the rate from 0.25 to 0.5. So this is something I did bring up over the last couple of videos just to kind of watch for over the next, I guess, going into next week. So there might be some bond activity. But aside from that, from the States, you did have existing home sales coming in higher than anticipated. So relatively good stuff. So 4.24 million versus the forecast of 4.1. And even though this is good, this is kind of bad for this. So the likelihood of a cut for the March 19th did go down ever so slightly. So again, that is something that potentially could affect SoundHound and just a lot of other growth stocks. But today, no actual news from SoundHound, no SEC filings, no new analyst ratings, although there's a couple things I do want to bring up. So there was this that was posted on Reddit, and so you can kind of see John Walter, who is the president of the Contact Center AI. So I brought up yesterday how he's going to be participating, I think it's between the 27th and 29th at this Contact Center AI, but it says congrats to David, I'm not going to butcher their name, and friends, SoundHound AI. They are leading the pack to merge consumer/company AI assistants. The results are going to be magical. So you have that, which is very bullish. And then at the same time, you have Jim Cramer. I know Jim Cramer inverse kind of scenario, but I did recently bring up how he said that SoundHound was nothing more than just a squeeze stock. He recently did state this right here, saying that SoundHound is a meme stock, but he's never going to get in the way of a meme stock because you never know how high they can go. That is like music to my ears. That is epic stuff. Even though inverse Cramer is a very real thing, I think he definitely does have a point. And there's a whole lot of optimism going on through options I'm going to go over in a second. But as far as shorts, they of course are increasing. I think we can kind of already anticipate that every day, but they're increasing 308,000 shares. 26.45% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 87.07 million shares overall are being shorted. They haven't really been doing all that much, so you didn't actually have that crazy spike up as what normally happens with SoundHound shorts. They like to hit hard and then they taper off. That didn't really happen all that much today, so maybe something more to it. Maybe it's ready and they're preparing for it to really move higher. Let me know your viewpoint on that. Looking at options, the market's been only open 1 hour, so take this with a grain of salt, but 6.86 million in calls, 1.25 million in puts. 53% of all the options being done today are bullish in nature. And of the call options that are being purchased, you see a consensus for it to be above roughly around 18 for this week. And then still that level of optimism for it to be around that 20 for next week. But one thing I do want to bring up is you are starting to see more and more options activity around that $39 strike price. And there's even a lot at the open interest. So these individuals, if it does get anywhere remotely close to that, these individuals are going to make a lot of money. So that's kind of the benefit of doing options. So let me know your viewpoint if you think it's going to be around that $39 by January 15th. 2027. But with today being Friday, just take note of a lot of these. So this is the open interest. So assuming SoundHound is able to close above 17, then you have 7,000 at that 17, 6,000 at that 16, and then 9,000 at that 16. All market makers are going to have to cover. And better yet, if SoundHound's able to close above 1750 or even 18, then even more. So yeah, you never know what could happen. A little bit of a small gamma squeeze potentially. But going back over here, the bears are anticipating for it to be sub roughly $16. So given everything, I think there is still a hell of a lot more upside anticipated versus down, as what even good old Cramer said, you don't really want to bet against it. But these are all the transactions that are occurring so far in the secondary market above $100,000. So a good amount of transactions, big money definitely buying that. And yeah, I think it's to be expected. There's a lot of hype with AI. A lot of capital is potentially getting in, as what I even mentioned, I think 2 videos ago, about that 600 billion in Saudi money, and as well what Trump recently stated about just tax cuts. I think that is really going to help SoundHound as well. But moving on from here, with it right now at $17 and change, it is trading right below this pivot. So 17.79 is going to be the next strong target / resistance, and then 11.51 is going to be the next strong support. I'm looking at the 1-day chart, so these are very strong support and resistance points. Looking at the 4-hour, obviously not as strong. Just watch for 16.74 and then 19.68 to be the next strong target / resistance points. Aside from this right here, like I said, no new analyst ratings, nothing along those lines. If you are looking for all this information to be completely free and to obviously better yourself as an investor with a lot of good information, take a look at 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗧. All of this, like I said, free. Link in the description below and also the comments. This is why I have a lot of different brokers, because a lot of them give good details. So some have good reports. This has a lot of good concrete information, what analysts are doing, and ownership. So definitely worthwhile to, and plus, like I said, it's free. So sign up, might as well. But on the actual chart itself, it is above right now the ALMA. And $21.22 is going to be that super trend. So that's going to be something to really watch for. If it can get above that, then yeah, you're going to see some parabolic activity really moving it higher. Stochastic RSI, you see a nice bullish deviation. It is getting rather neutral. So it's not really overbought nor oversold. So it's kind of just essentially stuck in limbo. But all in all, I feel like there's a lot more upside with SoundHound, and big money completely agrees because they are buying the hell out of it today. So let me know your viewpoint on SoundHound. Are you buying the dip? Are you selling? What is your just general thoughts on SoundHound? And what's your viewpoint on, for instance, shorts not really doing all that much today? Do you think that they're finally admitting defeat? Because I did a video yesterday that they've pretty much lost around 1.2 billion dollars in the last 3 months. Do you think they're finally admitting defeat, or what's your general thoughts? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And then one final thing, or 2 things, I just wanted to explain Megan Fox. She is on my thumbnail. It's not clickbait. I do have a Discord completely free as well, that I said that if SoundHound was going to be 5% in the green, I was going to throw Megan Fox on there. So yeah, it's a fun place to be. So definitely pop over to the Discord. And that was going to be the second thing I bring up. Join the Discord, because a lot of good people there. It's free. Honestly, free is the best. This is why you might as well sign up for 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗧, sign up for the Discord. A lot of good people there, and free is the best dollar value. So let me know your thoughts, and have a good weekend in advance.